Sylvia Michetti. It's really lovely that you're joining me today on Luminosity TV, because today is one of those days that I plan to share one of my biggest secrets to finding happiness. I think one of the most difficult things, especially at this time, is finding happiness in the middle of all of the chaos that's going on around us. Do you find yourself wishing for things to be better? Do you find yourself hoping that you are so close to finding happiness, and that somehow when you've achieved one particular thing, then you can finally relax and do all that you've always wanted to do, until you find out that it's a never-ending cycle and that you must wake up and realize that happiness is not in those things that you've been doing all along. For me, it started with that feeling of being lost. Like I was binging on the wrong things and dying of hunger on the right things, on the things that really mattered. Like I was running a marathon on the physical and disabled on my true self, which was spiritual. And yet, I am a spiritual being after all. All I'm doing is making a quick stop as a guest on this planet. I felt like something was missing. There were days when I felt completely lost and yearning for more knowledge, more self-awareness of who I was, and longing to live life more purposefully and more consciously. The biggest mistake we're making these days is seeking external sources of stimulation from what we are watching, hearing, and absorbing into our psyche, instead of listening to our inner voice. They say that your diet is not only the food you're eating, it's what you're watching, reading, listening to, the company that you're keeping, those that you call friends, and all of those things that you focus your energy on. Until I started to make those changes in different aspects of my life, I knew I wasn't going to find fulfillment. We should listen from within and allow that inner voice to be the guide for everything that we do. But we are absorbing every single day all of the externals around us, the ready-made opinions of others, their drama and their low vibrations, which then triggers us into lowering our own frequency. You only need to think of something that you watched, like an action movie before bedtime, and you see how it plays out in your dreams. You find yourself in a war zone with a gun and grenades. Or if you listen to a song on the radio and how you keep humming that tune for the next 3 days. All of these make up your daily diet. The question is, are you chewing the right food? And are you digesting properly? Finding your purpose, finding what you are passionate about, is the key to a happiness that's literally out of this world. And the one thing I realized is that your purpose is most likely never about you. It's usually a selfless act that helps and furthers humanity. You're always thinking beyond yourself. Your ego goes to sleep, and all you ever want to do is help others, working towards that greater good for all. It's the most joyful thing. When I go to bed at night, I go to bed with gratitude and content, knowing that I have everything I need within me, and nothing external or material is going to give me happiness, unless it is truly serving a purpose and adding value to my life. Even down to what I'm watching on TV now, I call value-added TV because the content has to be adding value to me rather than a waste of my time. It's a chaotic world we live in, and nothing tangible is going to make us happy. However, living a conscious life, a more purposeful existence, and knowing that we are mere guests on this planet, and that we only have a short window of opportunity to be here, in which case we will either be seen as unruly guests or worthy guests. Whichever way you want to look at life, you must admit though that this is not your home. Your entry and exit is not down to you, and so someone else owns this world. and we are subject to his laws. As you think of it, so shall it be. Your thoughts, words, and deeds create this earth school. So no one else can make that environment change for you but you. And nothing that you own can do that for you either. We always believe that if we acquire as much stuff as possible, then it shows progress and success. But I'm a living example of that. My greatest joys are not tangible at all. And what has given me the most happiness in my life is nothing I can buy, nothing I can go to, nothing that I own, nothing that was given to me, but everything to do with what I can give. Our world is filled with my's, my this and my that, always making us feel that we are fulfilled. My husband and my children. There's no mine. You don't actually own anything. Nothing belongs to you. Everything is borrowed, but for a short time. Even your physical body is borrowed. The spirit which you are, even that belongs to your Creator. So what is truly yours? You came alone and you exit alone. What you carry with you are your experiences. Not the fickle ones where we partied all night and drank champagne. Not that one. But the ones that truly touched your soul. The ones that made an imprint on your spirit. Where your intuition came alive. You felt pure joy, grief, sadness, sorrow, genuine gratitude. The ones that made you question your path and decide that it was time to change. If you were told this minute that you had 2 months to live, what will you do with your 2 months? And why aren't you doing it now? Because you think you have years, right? Or eternity to go. But if you knew, you'll quickly put your affairs in order. You'll let your loved ones know how much you love them. You will ask for forgiveness from those that you may have wronged along the way. You'll do all of those things that you've always been passionate about. And guess what? You'll quit your job this very minute. No one ever says, I'm going to be working till the end of that 2 months when I drop. No one ever says that. That's because you suddenly realize that work and earning a living and acquiring all the material stuff was just meant to be a small part of the actual living. The rest of it was in giving of yourself, in finding your true purpose, in discovering yourself as a spiritual being, in igniting those vibrations within you, vibrations of love, peace, happiness, compassion, and empathy for your fellow human being. All which we have suppressed over the years by greed, selfishness, wanting to grab and to own, working long hours from paycheck to paycheck, while the real you withers away. I was watching a show recently where a cancer survivor was saying that when you survive stage 4 cancer and you get to the remission stage, for her, remission meant remember your mission. You've been given one more chance to remember. What is your true mission? We cannot always wait until the last minute to start doing. The time is now. Fear and anxiety is a vibration, and our thoughts are either creating or destroying our environment. I always say that it's time to put your butt in the toilet and flush it. I would love to do that, but I can't right now. I'm a very spiritual person, but I'm busy now. I wish I could tell you, but honestly, I can do this, but we always have buts after our sentences, and this won't work. It's what you are and believe that will truly manifest. And most times, what you are is subconscious. What you're pretending to be, however, is visible. It's out in the open for everyone to see. But the real you, deep down, when everything is shut down, even you might not like the real you when you meet you. But on to one of my biggest secrets to staying happy. It's a lot of working on oneself, working on one's state of mind, and being in submission mode. I call it submission mode because for me, that's the key to happiness. It means you recognize that there are laws guiding this creation, and I knowingly submit to these laws, which then automatically puts me in gratitude mode. It means that I know that for every experience or lesson that comes my way, good or bad, bitter or sweet, has been carefully designed, woven and fine-tuned for my own good, for my own experiencing, for my maturity, based on all of the previous actions that I have done in my past, programmed to reach me at the exact time, in the right setting, on that joyful day or that fateful day, without question, without fail. So what's the best thing for me to do? It's to embrace it, to submit to it, and to be grateful for it. Then you will see the blessing in every joy or suffering and every moment for the rest of your life. That's the biggest secret. And that's how happy people truly stay happy and content. In that submission and gratitude mode, we must then begin, especially at this time, to spiritualize everything that we do. We are spirit beings after all, not material beings. It's time to put the gaze upwards, the good in the good morning. It's down to you. It's down to the amount of goodness that you put in the world yesterday before you went to bed. That's what awaits you in the morning and decides whether your morning's going to be good or whether it's going to be bad. It's all determined by your good works or your bad works. So all your activities you can classify in one verb and add the word morning, afternoon, or evening. So you're the one in control of your day. Good, bad, worse, ugly, greedy, beautiful, serene, calm, horrible. All of that is your own doing. If I put in beauty into the world, it awaits me in my future days. So in future, when I say it's a beautiful morning, it's because I've earned it. And it now radiates from within and shines outwards. Same thing as when I hear people say, oh my goodness. They say it so casually and I say, hold on, how much goodness have you got left in you? You better make sure that you have some. You can't just be saying, oh my goodness, if you haven't been putting in any goodness into the world. So next time, please replace it with whatever it is you've been putting out into the world. Oh my meanness, oh my greediness, oh my selfishness, oh my happiness. We must not play with words unless we truly mean it. All of our oh my's lies in our hands. What does yours say about you? Until next time, put some goodness into the world. And oh my, you know what you're going to get. Take good care of yourself and those around you. Bye-bye.